like put chlorella on the map. But this is a better technique for doing it.
That's cool. Yeah, it's sort of like when a certain sound frequency cracks a crystal glass, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah. So that's why I'm very proud of what we do. I know that this is the safest, purest, cleanest, functional food you'll ever put in your mouth. I met Dr. Jeffrey Bland, speaking of functional, who's the father of functional medicine. He's set up the Functional Medicine Institute. We're hoping to be working with him. Dr. Mark Hyman is a really terrific functional medicine doctor. He was one of my instructors when I was learning my nutrition. We hope to be working with him as well. And we only, as you know, for the last 8 years, we've only sold through functional medicine. Dr. Will Cole, another terrific functional medicine who's been working with us for 8 years. And because I did all the science, I knew they needed science. I knew they needed lab tests. I hunkered down. We're the only one delivering science. We're the only one delivering lab tests, proving the efficacy and the safety. I'll do whatever it takes to get people healthy again. We need to turn this around, and it needs to be easy and sustainable, but both sustainable for them to keep new habits and also sustainable for the environment. Because there's so many people there. I tried a keto diet so many times. I just couldn't do it because I can't digest fat. And there's people saying, well, change your entire life, and reasonable habits are hard to break. And so rather than taking something out of someone's life and telling them you can't do that, I'm saying, look, here's something you can do. Just if you change nothing else, it's like that clinical trial we did. If you did nothing else, just add this. And if you can swallow water, because if you don't like the taste, you can swallow them. If you can swallow water, in seconds, you will be nourished. In seconds, you can turn this around. And more is better.
Awesome. Well, I want to remind people you can go to lukestore.com/algae is all of the show notes, and we'll put everything you referenced in there as well. And then energybits.com with the code Luke gets you 20% off. Thank you so much for your dedication and your passion. I feel like you could keep going probably for 4 hours.
Well, I told you I'm getting a PhD now because I've learned so much and I find it so fascinating. But here's the problem. None of this is actually new. But scientists like to talk to other scientists. They have science speak and this jargon. And so for us, I'm one of you, whoever's listening. I'm one of you. I didn't have a science degree. I didn't know what any of this meant. But when I first started this, we actually got noticed mostly by the sports community. So I used to give lectures at triathlon clubs because this was helping them have better runs and helping them with the spirulina and helping them recover faster, less muscles. So I was at the MIT triathlon club giving a lecture. And this was very early in my days when I was doing this, and I didn't know as much science as I know now. And they were literally heckling me because they said, how can something with 1 calorie per tablet give me energy? Because they were still working from the old paradigm that calories equals energy. And as I've explained, it's all about ATP and cellular energy. And he said, how can that happen? And I was so new at the very beginning. I said, you know what? I'll have to get back to you on that because I honestly hadn't started my deep dive into the science. And I said, I will find out. And because it was working, but we didn't know why. And nobody else is telling you why either. All the other algae companies, I can almost promise you, most of them have a supplement panel on the back of their packaging. They think this is a supplement because they haven't paid attention. They haven't done the deep dive. This is all we do. That most companies sell like 100 or 1,000 other things, and they just find some contract manufacturer in China and slap a label on it, and then boom, they're selling algae. I've got pictures of people that are selling spirulina or chlorella in little capsules, and pictures of ground up rocks. When they took it apart, it was ground up rocks or ground up seashells. You don't know what you're getting, and you do with us because I am trying to make a difference. It's informed every decision I've made along the way. I hire people based on their DNA of caring for people first and then their skill set second. I hope to grow this one day in Florida. As I mentioned, it will take a lot of money. We're self-funded. I was on Shark Tank. I don't know if I told you that. I was on Shark Tank 6 years ago. They didn't invest. I didn't want their money. I just wanted the visibility. They made fun of me and they they heckled me too.
Are you
but
serious?
yeah, you can
Oh,
still see it.
man.
My episode has been aired about 50 times. It was literally 6 years ago. So,
That's interesting because you have you make a really compelling case,
well, I know a
obviously.
lot more now.
Okay.
Yeah, and you only have 8 minutes with them. The process of getting on Shark Tank, they say, is more difficult now to get in than getting into Harvard Business School. 40,000 companies apply every year, and you work with producers, and you send them videos and material and samples and literature, and you have to sign away your life and videos, and but the sharks never see you till the moment you are in front of them, and so you have to have your pitch. And they made fun of me because my whole thing wasn't about making money. My pitch was about changing people's lives. And so I gave my pitch, and then they said, well, Catherine, you didn't tell us what you're looking for money-wise or your valuation. And I told them, and they laughed at me. So, but you can see it. You can see my ugly first packaging. By the way, I'm your classic entrepreneur. I have taught myself supply chain. I have taught myself sourcing. I have taught myself production. I taught myself package design. I design everything. I'm the chief scientific officer. I mean, I have a whole team now, but so I just tell you that because if you see the Shark Tank episode, it will have my first generation packaging, which was pretty ugly, but I pulled myself up by the bootstraps and made it really beautiful because I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to put this on your countertop and make you feel happy. The packaging is as vibrant on the outside as what algae does for you on the inside. It's also my ode to Mother Nature. I use all images from nature. Can you tell I love Mother Nature? She is my mentor. And also those of you who are struggling with a chronic health condition, it can change. It will change if you do the right, the natural things. I promise you. But it's not going to happen overnight. Seasons don't change overnight. Your child doesn't grow from a baby to an adult overnight. There's stages that you need to go through. Just be patient. Remember, think of yourself still as just a bigger baby. Show yourself self-love. I call this algae love because honestly, it loves your body to bits. And my sign off on my emails is, thanks for loving your body to bits with algae, because it truly does love your body and it came from the same place. And we just have to help people understand what it is. And as I said to people, algae is not new. It's just new to you. And just think about it. You didn't know about chia or matcha or kiwa or collagen powder. And although these things have been used indigenous, mushrooms, CBD, for centuries, until someone brought it to your attention, made it easy to understand, easy to take, in our case, also safe and pure. So again, algae's not new. It's just new to you. The science is there. Dig into the PubMed if you want. I've got lots of it, so you don't have to work as hard. We'll send you lots of the articles. My wish is that we can turn this situation around and get a different trajectory. And you can still eat, but I call this health insurance because if you have algae, spirulina, and chlorella every day, eating is just then back to entertainment. It's social, tastes, but we're not getting the nutrition that we need from our food. And so we need something. And supplements I don't feel, are the answer.
Awesome. Well, you've taught us a lot here today.
Sorry, I went a little longer than I was planning.
No, there is no longer on this show. You can talk as long as you want. We'll talk until I feel like we're done. And I feel like we've created a nice kind of package of information for people. You've mentioned Mother Nature as being your mentor. My last question for you is this. Who have been 3 other teachers or even teachings, might be a philosophy or anything, that have influenced your life and your work?
Yeah. Well, there's a book called A Course in Miracles. I've read it twice. I'm on the third. It's heavy going. And you won't get most of it probably the first or second time. But I read that first time, I think about 10 years ago. I think I bought it 15 years ago, but it will mature. It was like, it's like good wine. When you're ready for it, it's there. So that was a terrific book.